Basically, that's what you want. You want everything to work together, and that way all of your businesses can rise at the same time. The only business that I wish was a little more integrated into our company as a whole is SimpleApps. This video is brought to you by Email 10K. Learn how to book meetings with billion-dollar brands and take your company to the next level at email10k.com. Let's talk about how to run multiple businesses. Right now, I'm running a few companies, and I have been for the last few years. We have our bread and butter. We've got our cold email course, Email 10K. We have a lead generation agency called X27. We have a software business called SimpleApps, where we basically have software for people that have Shopify stores, and we make money every month from that. Plus, there's Robert and his wife's business, Better Topics, which is a card business, and there's Institute of Sales, which is our sales training agency, which I haven't talked about too much to this point, and I probably won't talk about it for a little while because I'm trying to keep it under wraps, but I definitely said it, so there you go. Institute of Sales coming soon. So I'm juggling a lot of balls, you might say. I'm tossing a lot of balls up in the air, I'm throwing them, catching them, I'm a juggler. I'm a juggler, you know, they call me the juggler. They don't call me the juggler. No one calls me the juggler. So here's how to manage multiple businesses simultaneously. The first thing you want to do is prioritize your businesses accordingly. So you can do this based on revenue, you could base it on how big the market is, whatever you want to do. So for me right now, the priority is at the top, Email 10K, and that's based on the amount of opportunity. I think the growth potential of Email 10K is huge because we're actually changing people's lives by teaching them how to use cold email to get more clients. Check that out at email10k.com. After that is SimpleApps, and the reason why I like the software business is the multiplier is high. If we were ever gonna sell it, $1 of revenue in the software company is worth a lot more valuation-wise than $1 of revenue in the agencies or in the online course. So that means every $1 we make at SimpleApps is worth $10 or $20 in valuation, which I really, really like that. So that's the second priority. And then there's this YouTube channel, so sponsorships and all that, apart from the course where we make a decent amount of revenue, then X27, then Institute of Sales. And that's my priority. Robert's priority, my co-founder, is a little different. His number one priority right now is Institute of Sales, which is our sales training agency. Then his probably second one is X27, third one is sponsorships for the YouTube channel, etc. His bottom priority might be Email 10K because I'm the one driving the marketing for it. So prioritize your businesses accordingly, because what I know is if there's a fire at X27, I know that Robert's the one to put that out. I should not worry about that at all. However, if there's a fire at Email 10K, I'm gonna run over there with my fire hose and I'm gonna put that out because that's my number one priority. Or if something's wrong with this YouTube channel, I'm gonna run up and try to fix that, and I shouldn't expect my co-founder to fix that because his priority for the YouTube channel is much, much lower than my priority for it. So prioritize your businesses accordingly, and the reason why you wanna do that is the fires, like we talked about before. Every business is gonna have issues. So what you don't want is some business that's making you like $300 a month to take up all of your time. And if that happens too often, you have to divest that business. You gotta sell that business or close it down. Because if there were 10 fires to put out and 9 of them were at SimpleApps and 1 of them was at Email 10K, I would tackle Email 10K first. And that's just good to know as a business owner. The second thing you wanna do is have your businesses be codependent. Have them work with each other. What we learned from the Shopify company influences this YouTube channel. What's cool about having a business YouTube channel like I have here and being so open about it is all of these businesses help this channel. Any experience I have managing, firing, hiring, having things that work, having things that don't work, testing different marketing channels, all of that comes back to creating YouTube content here for you. So the YouTube channel right now is fed by all the businesses. The coding team that works on SimpleApps is the same coding team that Robert uses at his agency, Westrom, which is a software development company. So he has the same team working on our software company as works with his clients. So that's great. The leads for Email 10K come from ads and they come from this YouTube channel. So the YouTube channel is feeding Email 10K. Basically, that's what you want. You want everything to work together, and that way all of your businesses can rise at the same time. The only business that I wish was a little more integrated into our company as a whole is SimpleApps. Because it's off in the Shopify world, it's a totally different marketing strategy and everything. Over there, we're using Shopify ads to grow, which is a totally different space. We can't grow the YouTube channel that way. So that's the only one that I'd love to integrate a little bit better, but it does share staff. So we have Istvan, who's running the marketing over there. he's doing such a great job, and he used to be at X27. So we do share the staff accordingly that way. So anytime your businesses can be running on similar platforms or be codependent on each other and rise together, that's always ideal. And that makes it way easier to run multiple businesses. The third thing you want to do is hire experts to handle certain aspects of the company. I mentioned Istvan earlier. He runs SimpleApps. I don't have to worry about it. We have a project manager who manages both SimpleApps and the YouTube channel and Email 10K. He helps Div, who runs our marketing, at Email 10K and the YouTube channel. And that project manager, their only job is to make sure Istvan reports every 2 weeks, because they have their own separate, completely segmented team that just runs SimpleApps, and that's their whole thing. So he's the expert, he's running it, and I don't have to babysit him, I don't have to do a thing there. I just, every once in a while, I'll check to make sure they're working, but that's about it. We have a YouTube SEO guy, Ty, who's doing an amazing job over here, and I don't have to babysit him, he just goes. He's working, several hours a day, he's doing his thing, and we don't have to mess with him. And that's ideally what you want. If you have a bunch of employees that you have to micromanage and watch all the time, there's no way you're going to be able to run multiple businesses simultaneously. The only way you're going to be able to do that is if you hire people that know what they're doing and you let them do their thing. The way that I normally do that is hire somebody that doesn't need babysitting. So through the interview process, make sure you're going through this process and you find somebody that's good. We talk more about hiring in Email 10K. Then let them do their thing for 90 full days. Do not mess with them for 90 days. Maybe hit them up for the first couple days just to make sure that they're actually working. Just, hey, what'd you do today, etc. But after that, you let them go, you let them run. After 90 days, you measure the results. If they suck, cut them. Bye. Cut and run. That's all you need. And then you get someone else in there. And then you do a post. You look at what you thought. Usually I talk with my co-founder, Robert. We talk about, okay, we thought this guy was going to be great, right? We both talked about it. We both agreed on it. Why were we wrong? And how do we not do that again? And then you just hire another person in there. And ideally, your thought process, your hiring process is getting stronger every single time. I don't mind if we fail. I don't mind if we waste $4,000 a month on somebody over 90 days, as long as we learned not to hire that type of person again. Because the next time we're going to hire somebody that crushes it and we get a 10 times return on our money. That's just exactly how it works. Or if not the next time, then 5 times after this or 10 times after this. I don't mind. Brute forcing is the way to get through life. You just try it over and over again, slightly differently, and eventually you find the Rubik's Cube solution, and that's it. You're successful. The final thing is make sure you have a reporting process that you follow. We have multiple project managers for the different businesses. Like I said, the PM that works with Div makes sure daily that we're tracking everything. He makes sure that the SEO guy's doing his work. He makes sure that Div is clear on the work he needs to be doing. He makes sure that I do my work, although I'm pretty much self-managed. I kind of know what I'm doing. But if I wasn't, he would have my work listed out and I'd be able to knock it out. And he does actually still track it, even though I don't really look at it. Don't tell anyone else on my team. That's one downside to having this YouTube channel, by the way. Especially as the team grows. You find yourself not wanting to be as open, so I'm forcing myself to be open here because you deserve the real deal here. So, reporting process, make sure that everyone's doing the work, and whether you as the business owner are looking at those emails or not, make sure those emails are coming in. And sometimes the team will get lazy. They won't report for a couple days, and I'll see that, and then by the end of the week, I'll say, hey, where's the reports? I thought your job was to send reports. Are you not doing your job? And if they're not doing their job, you gotta cut them. I've got a whole bunch of my employees in my head, and I know who's doing good, who's doing bad. I'm kind of like Santa Claus. I'm checking my list and I'm getting ready to either fire or keep people on. Right now, if I had to fire somebody, I know exactly who it is. They're halfway through their 90-day trial. There's a hint if you're watching this video. Oh man, this is rough. This is rough. That's how to manage multiple businesses simultaneously. The other thing I would throw in, last tip, is have a set revenue goal for each one. So for instance, for SimpleApps, our goal is 500 paying clients by the end of the year. For Email 10K, it's whatever, 5-6 figures of revenue a month, whatever it is. We have an actual number. I don't want to reveal it right now. So we have that number, and it's actually, there's revenue and then there's sales per week, which is what we're really pushing for, is X number of sales per week of the Email 10K course. For YouTube, there's an AdWords number that we're trying to get to in terms of how much money we're making from ads. For YouTube sponsorship, there's a number, etc. So know those numbers, make sure your team knows those numbers that you're aiming for, and then make sure they're all incentivized. So for instance, Div gets a little commission every time we sell an Email 10K course. So he pushes for it because he knows if we don't sell enough courses, he's not getting paid. He's not getting to buy his motorcycle this month, whatever it is. And similar for everyone else, you want to incentivize the team to grow your revenue. Even if you end up making a little bit less in the short term, what you'll find is you'll make a lot more in the long term. This video is brought to you by Email 10K. So you don't have a business idea, huh? Do you want to know what the best business to start is, regardless of market conditions? Check out the free presentation at email10k.com. We have over 200 students that are crushing it using this business strategy, even during this time. So check that out, email10k.com. And that's that. That's how to manage multiple businesses simultaneously. Be sure to smash that like button to encourage this type of content on YouTube. Subscribe for more videos like this, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. I'm Alex Berman.